Looking at the confirmed fights of 2019, I see a lot of big names, but I don't see that many eye-catching, meaningful fights. It's a far cry from the run-in we had to 2017, which was such a great year of boxing, where we had loads of really interesting fights locked in and confirmed. It's safe to assume that the best fights of 2019 are probably going to occur in the second half of the year, and there's lots that come to mind when I think of the ones I'd really like to see. But here are my top 3 most wanted fights of 2019. At number 3, at super flyweight, Aristocats against Juan Francisco Estrada, the rematch. The first fight, which took place earlier this year in February, was my fight of this year. It was a great blend of styles, loads of grit on display, loads of willingness to get stuck in, and ultimately a very close fight. Now, since Chocolatito's pseudo comeback and then an injury, he might be absolutely done now. And of course, Naoya Inoue, Monster, has gone up to bantamweight. So really, the limelight still remains on Rungvisai and Estrada. Now, Rungvisai might face Yerwin Ancajas, the IBF champ of the Philippines, which would make a really great fight in the Far East. But after that, if that does get made, it's a probable victory for the Thai. We really need to see that rematch between the Mexican and the man from Thailand to decide supremacy at 115 pounds. At number 2, probably at super featherweight, Vasily Lomachenko against Gervonta Davis. As we know, Mikey Garcia is already locked into a fight with Errol Spence Jr. He was supposed to be the potential super fight opponent for Lomachenko. He's probably going to get battered, chewed up and spat out. And now Lomachenko, as many people have already noticed, he is a bit too small already for lightweight, so he's probably not going to be going up any other weights. The only real opponent that makes sense, that can really do justice to these prime years that he's got, where he's just easily beating everyone, is the young man, Gervonta Davis. Little powerhouse, unorthodox, throws those screw-type shots. The kind of guy with his power and his audacity, you could just see him maybe giving Lomachenko more than a few problems. Strangely enough, some people have even been mentioning about how Lomachenko seems to mark up kind of easy. I don't know whether that would play a factor in a fight against Gervonta Davis, saying paper skin or something like that. But the point is, he does get touched. He isn't absolutely untouchable. And someone like Davis might not need that many opportunities to make something happen. So a very interesting fight. The only problem is, of course, works with Mayweather. They've already spoke about the kind of hesitancy towards it. They're going to play the long ball game with someone like Lomachenko, who is probably not that far off, slightly coming off the boil. Gervonta Davis is only 24. I reckon they might play the waiting game with this one, but I just hope they surprise us and make a truly great fight at super featherweight next year. And at number 1, at heavyweight, for all the marbles, as they say, Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. This is a little bit presumptuous because I'm going off the understanding that it's going to be Fury Wilder 2. Fury wins, maybe spring, summer, and then sometime in the fall, maybe sort of Octoberish maybe, they could make the absolutely massive one that more than deserves Wembley, Fury, Joshua. Both British, both very different, both still at the moment probably the top 2 consensus heavyweights in the world. And it would just create an amazing event, really not that far off the likes of a Pacquiao Mayweather. It very probably would be the biggest British fight in history. And it would even have sentiments of the political aspect with what we're going through here in Britain at the moment with Brexit. And when was the last real big heavyweight title fight that had the whole political fragrance to it as well? Was it maybe Ali Frazier 1? It would be some kind of event. So yeah, maybe a little bit presumptuous with that one. But if that can be made next year, that is the one that everyone will tune in for.